One of the greatest quotes that I ever heard when I was growing up is that show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And that's applicable when I was 5 years old. It was applicable when I was 15. It's applicable today that who you surround yourself with is, who you're going to essentially be. And I would just encourage all the athletes that are out there is that you guys are in this program for a reason. Take advantage of these people that you're around, learn from them, and if you know someone's not about what you're doing, don't spend time with them because they will drag you down. And I've seen it time and time again. If you're not a fitness person, you probably shouldn't make a goal to go work out for 2 hours every single day. I wouldn't encourage that. But if you're trying to get into fitness, a win would be 3 times a week for 30 minutes a time. So an hour and a half a week is probably a proper goal for you. Now, if you are a fitness person and you're wanting to elevate your game, let's say you're already working out for an hour a day or 2 hours a day, and you want to run a marathon or you want to do an Ironman, and you go and train, that is obtainable, and that's a goal that you can stretch yourself. So it depends on where you're at as an athlete. What I see a lot of people do, and especially if we want to stay on this topic of health and fitness, January 1st comes around, everyone says, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to lose 20 pounds. February 1st hits, they've lost 2 pounds and they get discouraged and they just stop. And that's where I get frustrated with people when they're setting goals that are just outside of their reach. So if you're an athlete and you can set a high goal that if you don't achieve it, that you don't get frustrated, then that's okay. But if you are on the exact opposite, set that goal that just gets you going down the road. Because like I said, it's not like you need to bat 1,000 every single day. You just need to, shoot. Steph Curry, he shoots 500 shots every single day. Well, you do 500 times, 6 days a week, or if it's 7 days a week, 365 days a year, he's shooting a lot of shots. 500 shots a day isn't that much. Appreciation and encouragement is what makes a great leader. And you read about Andrew Carnegie, who hired Charles Schwab back in the day. I think it was in the 1920s. He paid him $1 million a year. The going rate at that time, if you were making $50,000 a year, you were considered a very wealthy man. He paid him $1 million, and it wasn't because he knew more about skill than anyone else. It was because he knew how to appreciate and encourage his team better than anyone in the whole world. So in business, in sports, whatever it might be, if you're always shaking your head at your teammate, getting frustrated with them, tearing them down and why they suck, or whatever they're doing wrong, all you're doing is jamming that guy down into the ground. Not very many people rise to the occasion of talking about how horrible they are. But if you say, hey, that defensive stop or that block or that shot was great or that pass was awesome, and you just keep giving them those appreciations and those encouragements, it makes them rise to a new level that they're not even holding themselves to. What we look for is what we see. So if you're training your teammates or your coworkers to look for and appreciate your teammates and encourage them, they're going to look for what they're doing right. If you're always looking for what they're doing wrong, trust me, you're going to find that. And so it changes, and it literally flips a switch in your head to say, hey, guys, at Green Mango or at Hype Farm, we appreciate and we encourage. And therefore, when you're walking around and we start a meeting off by saying, hey, let's talk about the wins, talk about, we call them manager shout outs. So we literally spend 5 minutes and it's quiet and it's just until someone speaks up of, hey, I want to highlight Roy. I want to highlight David. He did this or he did that. And they know that we do that. And so throughout the week, they're looking for, okay, what is Marcy doing? What is David doing? What's he doing? Because I want to compliment them on that, as opposed to what's he not doing. And your teammate is the same way. What's he doing well? Is he hustling? Is he showing up? Is he working on his forehand? Is he practicing his dribbles? Whatever it might be, that's important to recognize, because everyone needs that encouragement in life. Everyone's walking around wondering if they're okay, if they're good enough, especially athletes who have this pressure on them to perform at the highest peak. Your athletes walking around looking for validation. Am I okay? If you go up to your teammate and say, dude, you hustled today, man. I can tell you wanted it. You're going to boost him up for 2 weeks. I don't care who you are. Like, you're gonna feel great. And guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna feel so good that he's gonna the next day he's gonna be looking for how well you're doing. What and he wants to compliment you because he wants to pay it forward. Think of a team like that as opposed to the team that's always like, dude, you suck, you're lazy. Hey, get back on defense. Like it doesn't work, man. It's really fun. I'm coaching my little boy's team right now. He's 10 years old, and I've adopted this, and I'm trying to adopt it in every aspect of my life. And so instead of talking about ways that these 10-year-olds can improve in basketball, which you and I both know there's a million different ways, I'm just talking about how well they're doing on what they're doing, and it lights them up and it makes them want to hustle. And it gives them that confidence because most of the time in sports and in business, it's all about the confidence.